Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. Our beautiful spring weather means lots of time outdoors, and for a lot of Vermonters that means working with machinery and equipment, from tractors and lawnmowers to chainsaws and ATVs. These machines can be essential, but they can also be deadly. By taking a moment to consider safety first, we can all continue to enjoy our loved ones and Vermont's great outdoors. So this afternoon, we're going to touch on some key safety programs that are being offered to Vermonters. To begin, I want to welcome Kristen Mullins. Kristen is the Youth Farm Safety Coordinator with UVM Extension. It's great to see you again.
Thank you.
So now, what is it that you're doing regarding youth farm safety?
Well, the programs we've been running this spring, we had a tractor machinery safety certification course for teenagers 14 to 19 years old that we offered down in Randolph. We also had 3 farm first aid and CPR certification classes, and we're now just getting started with our youth farm safety camps for the 2nd year in a row.
Mm-hmm. So. Why is it so important for the youth especially to take part in these camps? I mean, don't they sort of know safety issues already on the farm since they're there? They've been born on the farm, most of them?
I often say to the young people who come to the programs that I understand unsafe practices because as a young person I was either doing them or saw other people do them. So knowing about safety and knowing about farming doesn't necessarily mean that you've cultivated safe habits. So that's what we're trying to do. Increase the information that these young people have, acknowledge how much they do know, and help them break some bad habits and build new ones with more experience, more information, and also creating relationships with other peers or supporting them in doing that.
And so there are 2 safety camps in June?
There are 2 safety camps in June, yeah, and we just finished our first one this past weekend down in Springbrook Farm, which was for young women and their female farming mentors, which is fantastic, and responsive to the growing number of women who are moving into diversified farming as primary operators. And the June camps, we have one June 2021 for 14 and 15-year-olds. That will be on the UVM campus and will be at the UVM farm. And then our second one is June 26-27, and that's for 12 to 13-year-olds.
And so you're building on previous success?
Yes. We offered the camps for the first time last summer. We had terrific feedback. The young people enjoyed themselves. We had a parent who said, "You made farm safety cool." So that feels very good. We also found that we did follow up with parents and guardians, and over half of the responding parents and guardians let us know that they saw behavior change, so their child increasing their safe behavior 2 months out post-program. So that's really exciting for us. And
as a parent of teenagers, I know that when the information comes from somebody other than your parents, sometimes it's more of an impact.
Absolutely, it's very important. Even as adults, right, marketers know we need to see things 7 times. And yes, absolutely, it's a community thing. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about why this is so important.
Farming and agriculture has the 2nd highest rate of fatality for young workers. And farming and agriculture has the highest rate of injury for people of all ages.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the things that your safety camps offer?
Sure. We're seeing some of the photographs on the screen right now. We offer chainsaw safety, woodlot safety, and part of that is that if you're pretty young, if you're 12, 13, 14, we are not encouraging 15-year-olds to use chainsaws. We also know lots of young people are, so we want to make sure the information is out there if they're moving towards that. Tractor and machinery safety, livestock safety. These are all the issues where we see the most injury. Farm first aid also, fire safety, and ergonomics.
And you have some pretty interesting demonstrations too that help show why it's so important to follow these safety procedures.
Absolutely. We have really we try to do lots of hands-on activities. 4-H is all about hands-on experiential, and it just makes sense. So we have interactive displays. We've made a PTO simulator where young people can actually see a long sleeve wrapped up and see that it can wrap up 13 feet of your body or whatever else has been grabbed in a second. So. Yeah.
So how can someone find out more information about the camps and sign up for them?
They can call me. They can call me. They can go online. I apologize. I always have to read this.
That's okay.
So our toll-free number is 800-571-0668. You can also go online to uvm.edu/extension/4H events.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy.
Our next safety message is for Vermont tractor owners and their families. Over the past year, we've told you about the Rebate for Roll Bars. It's a life-saving program that helps provide rollover protective structures for Vermont tractor owners. The Rebates for Roll Bars program has already installed more than 140 protective structures, and that's due in part to a unique online fundraising effort recently completed by the staff of UVM Extension. To learn more about the success of the program, I'm joined by Matt Myers. Matt is the coordinator of the Rebates for Roll Bars program with the University of Vermont Extension. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Let's talk a little bit about what the program is first, just so people are familiar with it.
Sure. We offer a hotline for any tractor owner in Vermont to call if they want to install a roll bar on their tractor, roll bar seatbelt kit to protect themselves and their family. It's a hotline that they find out where they can get a roll bar, how much it's going to cost, and they can register for a 70% rebate up to $765. And so we provide that rebate as well.
Why don't these tractors have roll bars already?
You know, anything made before 1985 was unlikely to have had a roll bar installed on it. Excuse me. And so it's really those tractors, because as you know, tractors last so long that it's important to get roll bars on those tractors.
What are the key reasons why the program is needed, do you think?
Well, first and foremost, farmers are 8 times more likely to die on the job than the average American worker. And tractor rollovers are the leading cause of death and serious injury for farmers, so it's really important to get those on. And as well as 1 in 10 tractor owners will roll their tractor within in their lifetime. So it's really a scary thing. And when that happens, 7 of 10 farms where there's a fatal rollover will be out of business within a year. So it's really even more than just a personal and family tragedy. It also has impact in the community and in the economy as well.
I know at one point that you had a waiting list for farmers who wanted to use the program to protect themselves, but there's not enough money to provide the necessary rebates, right?
That's true. This fall, we really we've done well in terms of getting the word out, and people are taking advantage and calling the hotline, and that's just excellent, and they should continue to do that. We found ourselves in kind of a jam. We had not been able to raise as much money as usual, so we tried this new approach. We did an all online crowdfunding campaign to raise $23,000 to put roll bars on the tractors of those 35 people that were on a wait list, and it was challenging, but a fun and successful program.
And so has this been used before for farm safety?
We're pretty sure that crowdfunding has not been used for farm safety before, and yet many other states now are looking at how we were able to do this and wondering how we could help them do it. We were very successful. We had early support from Pete's Equipment in Morrisville and Rockhart Brewery in Morrisville, and also from a cooperative insurance company. They made early donations, and then others came to our website and donated. We had over 100 individuals who just saw across the fence. They saw other programs and made a donation to help those 35 farmers.
And so the word of mouth and the publicity raised even more awareness among tractor owners, right?
That's true. So we had so much good publicity for this campaign that 25 more tractor owners in Vermont said, hey, I want that. I want a tractor roll bar too. So they called our hotline, and we're grateful for that. But now we have more money to raise. So excuse me, we're back on Across the Fence. We actually did a little video that sort of tells the story of those, and I guess we'll take a look at that now.
All right, let's take a look.
There are a lot of hazards on the farm.
He thought he was going to hop off the tractor onto the side of the ditch, and he didn't make it. He jumped and landed on his side, and he, broke a couple ribs.
I looked back at the wrong time, and the front end had missed a small sapling, and the rear wheel hit it, and the impact was enough so that it just climbed that tree. That wheel climbed right up the tree, and over it went, and I went out in the leaves.
The front axle broke on the tractor, and it forced the tractor and the bale and everything to roll over, and I was very fortunate that it was the winter time and I had chains on the side of the tractor, and I was able to grab a chain and pull myself climbing up as the tractor went over.
I could see the four-wheelers right there up in the air, and I hollered to him and he didn't answer, so I run down and he was pinned underneath the tractor. He was dead already.
This right here is a roll bar, and this is the center of our universe when it comes to farm safety, because without one of these, you put your family at risk and you put your farm at risk. If you roll over on a tractor and you don't have a roll bar that keeps you protected in a framework of safety and a seat belt, then there's a pretty good chance that you will either be seriously injured with a crushing chest wound and that you will be out of work for as much as 3 months, or you will die and your 7 of 10 farms where there's a fatal tractor rollover are out of business within a year. So it gets down to the roll bar. These are 99% effective in preventing death or serious injury in the event of a rollover. And believe it or not, the average rebate that we provide with the Vermont Rebates for Roll Bars program to farmers and any tractor owner in Vermont, average rebate is $660, 70% of the cost.
It was so simple. I just dialed a number and the lady came on and I told her what size tractor I had and she said, well, these are the resources. They gave me 3 or 4 resources. I contacted the John Deere dealer. They shipped it to Burlington. I picked it up and got it installed.
Many farmers have taken advantage of this program. It provides a real sense of security to farm families.
Thanks for the extension service for installing our roll bar on our tractor. This is going to be a great relief for me personally as a wife, mother, grandmother. Every time that they would leave with the tractor, I was always nervous and apprehensive how they were going to come home, if they were going to come home. So this is a really great service that they have provided, and I want to encourage other people to do the same.
Many farmers still don't have roll bars on their tractors. Several are waiting for further donations to install a roll bar so they can protect themselves and their families from a tragic loss.
My name is Dot Davy, and I am on the wait list for a roll bar for the tractor that's used on our farm in Worcester, Vermont.
If you want to help a farmer, please make a donation to a roll bar rebate program in your community. If you are a farmer without a roll bar on your tractor, please call this number today.
But if you've got just so much to spend, roll bars should be way up there in priorities. Your children will appreciate it.
Well, that says it all.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I really want to thank Tyler and Debbie Gillen of Star Medicine Productions for putting that together. A lot of that was just donated time from their business, and they do powerful videos.
That's amazing. I mean, obviously, you know, we saw a picture of a tractor that looked, I mean, really old. Is there a tractor that's too old? I mean, you can retrofit pretty much anything?
You cannot retrofit anything, but most tractors can be retrofitted. There are a few that for which they just don't make roll bars anymore or never did. But most can be retrofitted, and even if you're a tractor owner out there and you would like to protect yourself and your family, even if there's a wait list, make sure you call, because you'll get in the queue and we'll raise that money and it'll come to you eventually.
Are you surprised at all the stories that I mean, they're endless stories of people who have either been injured or had close calls?
Yes, yeah, I challenge you to talk to a farmer who doesn't know someone who has either died or been seriously injured in a rollover.
Okay, let's take a look at the website where people can go and find out more about how they can get involved in the program.
Sure. If you've been moved by this and you want to help out the 25 farmers that are currently on the wait list, please go ahead and go to our extension website. It's on the screen there, www.uvm.edu, extension ROPS are for you. That's one way to do it, or we can use the old-fashioned snail mail. Go to ROPS Rebate Fund and send a check to care of UVM Extension 29 Sunset Drive, Morrisville, Vermont 05661. We appreciate any donation, large or small. We know that at least 3 people, when we aired last time, donated over $660 because of watching this show.
Wow.
But there's several donations of $10, $35. So we appreciate any help we can get.
It's an important cause.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. We'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.
For a video copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-ATF-3430. Across the Fence is brought to you as a public service by University of Vermont Extension and WCAX-TV.